Oh,
We were going to talk about forgiveness. I'm going to take my glasses off. My glasses keep misting up, which is really irritating because I can't see properly. But now I can't see properly anyway. Oh. We were going to talk about forgiveness today. There are lots of moments that I had in my life. I don't know if it's part of an English upbringing, maybe, but there's a huge amount of emphasis on forgiving. And that it's very much centered on is you have to forgive somebody. If not, it's got an impact to the own quality of your life. Um, so what I wanted to talk about was I can give lots of examples from my own life. My father physically assaulted me, and then he died. So it's not like you can have a conversation with somebody who's dead and say, I'd like to talk about this. So how do you forgive someone who's dead? You can't. Another example is my brother was physically violent with me when I was a kid. And the conversations I've had with him, the most he's ever confessed to it is, yes, I might have been slightly bad when I was younger. So he's never apologized for his behavior. And then on top of that, it's when somebody you love does something that upsets you. And they can apologize all you like, but you still got that betrayal, that hurt, that pain. And all of this comes from a lot of it is around your thinking, how you think about the pain, how you feel about the pain. It's not necessarily about your interactions with other people at all. It's all about how you're absorbing this pain and how you deal with it, how your mind talks about it to yourself. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. And hopefully the kitten won't distract us too much.
he's
Although
terrible. He's
he has a habit of chewing wires. So if we suddenly disappear, you know he chewed through the power wire. So I'm sorry. Do you want to add?
um yeah, I'd say a lot a big chunk of my life I just felt guilty for breathing, you know. And I'm barely overreacting here, exaggerating. Um, and um, and part of that was to basically like excuse myself, excuse my behavior, and then say, "Oh, sorry, oh, sorry, oh, sorry." But that never actually was okay. That never actually was an apology. It was more like, "Oh, I can't help it. I'm sorry. I can't do differently." And and that's what I want to say is that this is not um apologizing. This is trying to be reassured. And it's not the same. And it's trying to be reassured because hell, you're breathing and you feel guilty for breathing. Literally. Now, again, I'm mildly exaggerating, but it's not far from what I've experienced most of my life. And the as to what Amy says about forgiving, well, that's it exactly. It's that literally you stop acting. If you did something you're not proud of, for example, you just stop acting. You just change your behavior. It's that simple. Once you see it, the apology is letting go of the idea that you're wrong as an entity. That you're wrong for breathing, really, because that's quite frankly bullshit. It's actually the gift of life, and well, that's pretty much it. So there is nothing to do for forgiveness. It's literally you don't bring back the memory or the actions in your current life as it is now, and that's it. it can take a little bit of, building new habits. Fair enough. That's all it is.
It's funny for me because I think you're talking about a different kind of forgiveness. So it's almost there's two sides of the same coin. One, it's what I was talking about was forgiveness of others, forgiveness of other people's behavior towards you, and how to do that, how to let it go. But there's also the forgiveness of yourself. If there's things that you've done in your own life that you're not proud of, for example. And for me, the two sides of the coin is when you're looking at forgiveness for other people, what happens is you're living in that moment an experience of a memory. It's either your own memory or if someone's betrayed you and you weren't there, you're living in a memory of an experience they've told you about. So you can go to the worst thoughts that you can have in your head. It can become the worst thing you can possibly imagine. And it's an imagination of a memory. And even the memories that I have of when my father or my family were physically violent with me, my memories of those instances, I'm certain are way worse than they actually were. In my memory, I remember being physically thrown into furniture. It may not have actually been like that, but that's what my memory was. And when I recall that, all of that comes with the same pain, the same fear. There's an experience of panic in my body. And everybody can say, oh, well, forgive them. You're carrying that pain with you. Yes, I am, because in that moment, I'm living a memory. I'm living the thought. I'm experiencing the thought. And it's consuming me to the point where I can't see anything else. And I can't let anything else go. And you can distract yourself. You can go for a walk. You can eat chocolate. I love chocolate. I'm a chocolate addict. But none of that actually helps you to forgive someone. It doesn't change it from the memory being there. But as Max was talking to, is there is a level of habit in the sense of thinking about it causes pain. And it's almost the letting go of the habit of thinking about it. That is the forgiveness.
As far as I'm concerned, that's the end of the discussion. That's it. That's it exactly. That's you said way better what I meant. That's it. That's it. Thanks, guys. Bye. No kidding. Thank you.
For me, it doesn't let go of the whole thinking, the other side of the coin. So going back to thinking you're a bad person or you've done something bad. I've done some awful things in my life. I've also been told I've done awful things in my life. Can you hear us?
Sorry, there's something with the mic that happens regularly.
Yes. Can
Yeah.
hear you.
But our mic is gone though. I don't know why. Give us a sec.
It's just the way I go.
God, it happens so regularly, so freaking annoying. Input level. Okay, should be fine now. Apologies. Okay, we're back on the mic. Okay, we're good.
Probably showing my age, but does anybody remember like being with a TV aerial, kind of stood in the corner while somebody else is going, no, lower, higher. No, you've almost got the signal. Yeah, I'm showing my age now.
But sorry, yeah.
It's the other side of the coin for me. Is we are a little bit of what you were saying to me touched on that Christian guilt that people talk about. You're born in sin. You are born evil. I didn't know that, but apparently babies are evil. They don't, they look so evil with their little cute gagas and the little tiny movements. Anyway, we all have this idea of what good or bad is. And it's what our parents have taught us. And our parents have taught us, this is good, this is bad. But there's this whole gray area in between. And all of this comes from a judgment that you're taught every day. This is good, this is bad. And it's somebody's opinion. And
Sorry.
Everybody I've met in my life, they change their opinion all the time because an opinion is simply a thought. It's simply a thought. And Max gets hit with this on a monthly basis. He will do something, and I will tell him on a monthly basis. The ladies in the room will understand what I mean.
Men relationships will as well.
He will breathe, and I will tell him he's breathing wrongly. And I will literally shout at the top of my head. And I couldn't explain to you in that moment, but I would swear to God, he was breathing wrongly, like through his nose, something. And it's the same with everybody. We grow up in these environments where a parent might lose their temper, where they were taught that this was wrong or this was right. And then what happens is we carry this memory, we carry this experience, and we take it into being an adult. And as an adult, we're drawn to what we're used to. If we're used to being told we're rubbish, we're drawn to people who tell us we're rubbish. We're drawn to relive the experiences of what we had when we were a kid. Because we want to live through that again, because it's what we think is normal, what we're told is normal. And in reality, all of that comes down to one moment. And it's one thought that's been replayed. And it's one person's opinion. And why is one person's opinion worth more than the 7 billion in the world? It's not. Everyone's opinion is the same because we're all the same. There's 7 billion of us. We all have different reactions in the moment. And it all creates a beautiful pattern, a beautiful history of experiences. But there's only ever right now, this moment right now. And the mind has a wonderful way of taking over. You'll have a moment and it'll remind you of something that happened in your past, and you will replay that moment where somebody told you you were worthless or made you feel worthless. And that one moment will remind you of it so intensely, your mind will take over, and that will be exactly what you live. But that is literally not who you are. It is just a thought of a memory. And that's it. Do you want to add to it?
Nope.
If not, then focus nice for 3 hours.
No, we've got nothing to add to it, but perhaps people want to share their own experiences or questions or whatever arises, really, whatever you feel like. Jade, go for it.
Thank you. Thank you for the meeting. Max, I've spoken to you a couple of years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. At that time, the message from you was the mind just gets tired in the end, and yeah, but I think the mind is still not tired at this point.
Yeah.
But I'm not too worried about it. I have experienced many moments of realizing, oh, I was in the thought. That's all. Yeah. And I was in the thought many times. Yeah, and sometimes I do feel struggle, like obviously that was just a memory. And I'm not interested in the memory. But there is this immediate pull, just dip into it, and then suddenly I'm up again. Yeah, so it's just at this point it's just down in the thought and then back up repeatedly every day.
A thought coming back up repeatedly, you said, yeah? Sorry.
Yeah, like falling into thought and then coming back out of thought all by itself. Yeah, and I just leave it to play out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I realize a lot of this is habit,
Yeah,
and
that's it.
yeah,
That's
it
it.
is habit, and I'm in at the point feeling very no power to correct or to go against it. Like
Okay.
it's habit happening on its own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you want it to continue to play?
I don't. I have realized that I'm not really what I think I am.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. And if I figure it out, I go back to the thought, to the my triggering. So I don't know what to do.
For me, there's actually two options. It's a thought. Whatever habitual pattern, habitual thought comes is literally, yeah, a habit. So if you see it as, it just plays out,
Mm,
there's nothing to do. Literally nothing to do. Like
yeah.
it dies like that, right? But
Yeah. Yeah.
if you see it coming again and again and again, and you really can't, like, you don't want it, there's the
Mm,
thought as well, I don't want it.
mm,
Well, you can also go, okay, I
mm.
don't want it.
Yeah.
And there's nothing to do, just I don't want it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
Mm,
Either way, it comes down to the same eventually.
mm.
It's just a thought.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And it can come back. It's okay. It's
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
just a thought.
Mm,
And that is, for me, is the simplicity of it. The magic
yeah.
to it, the simplicity of it is that it is a thought. So it can come back, 100 times still. It's
Yes.
okay. It it's really okay. This so whether you leave it or want to do something about it, let's say the two ways, it actually doesn't make a difference. It
Mm, mm.
it's you can choose. Literally, you can choose. You can literally say, okay, I don't want it, and you actively do something else. For example, I don't know, depending on what's on the thought or something. But
Yeah.
literally, it's a thought. This,
Yeah. It is
yeah,
my experience. I do see it as thought.
sorry, it's like experience. You said, yeah.
It's it's my experience seeing it as thought.
Is your experience a thought? Is that what you're saying?
No,
No.
her experience is seen it as a thought.
Oh,
So
get you.
Yeah.
she sees that
Yeah.
it's a thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's it then. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't mean to seeing it as the way to stop the thought,
No.
but thought can still come and heavy. Yeah, and it's still heavy.
Yeah.
Sometimes it feels still heavy. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I completely understand that. For me,
Yeah.
it's sorry, I'm going to do a bit of psychology. Max
Yeah.
is probably going to start hissing at me.
Go for it.
So there is for me, there is no one, but there is a simple, when you wake up, there's the shedding of the personality, the onion peelings fall away. It's the knowledge that you're not the body and mind. But it doesn't stop habitual thoughts from being there, and it doesn't stop triggering of pain. But if you simply say, oh, well, a thought is just a thought, the thought will still be there. And then if you
Yes,
say,
yes.
well, I don't want to think of the thought, it's like saying, don't think of a polar bear. Everybody is going to think of a polar bear because I told you not to.
Mm,
It's the same thing. It's simply how the mind functions.
mm,
It's evolved that way to protect us. From being cavemen to know to eat the right berries and not the wrong berries. The simple thing is to understand and see what triggers that thought. So every time that thought arrives, it then plays out a sequence of thoughts. But there'll be something that starts that cascade. So, for example, if I think about when my brother was violent towards me, the trigger that always comes is it's a tone of voice. And I'm sorry, it typically tends to be a male tone of voice. If I hear a particular male tone of voice and a particular looming physical presence, that does trigger that pattern of thoughts for me. But understanding that that pattern of thoughts is triggered by this, I then just don't go into that situation. Or what I'll also do is I'll also tell my mind, it's okay, you're safe. It's okay, you're safe. Because in that moment, what you're reliving is a memory that's ingrained and repetitive as a habit of where you didn't feel safe or you didn't feel happy. And it's what you're trying to do is almost try and calm down and change the memory. Because what happens is every time your brain logs into a memory, it's logging in like a computer. You log into the same program, it pulls the data up. It's the same thing. That's how the mind functionally works.
yes,
So it's
yes.
in that moment is either avoiding that step before the triggers the memories, or if it does get triggered, is just to say I'm safe.
Yeah.
That just as a practical thing, and hopefully Max won't poke me for being
No,
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 I
I think it's brilliant. Yeah, I agree. I think it's brilliant.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's something from what you just said is that when I'm really triggered and really get into this emotion energy, the worst of it, just I get to feel the intensity, and there's nothing else it can be worse than that. Just feeling intense, and it can't get any worse than that. So I think it's enough time for the mind to realize that uh that this memory, the 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 the, the degree of damage it can do is just some intense sensation.
Yeah.
Yeah. If even it doesn't get realized before it's triggered, and it gets triggered, the bottom of it is just this intensity. And I think I realized that it could be the resistance of feeling this intensity that is more of the point to solve. That once that is seen as a like a relating functioning, that because the degree of intense feeling that uh makes that triggers the resistance, it's actually good to see how at that point how the resistance works.
Yeah,
That
absolutely.
once resistance is seen, there's no one else here. That all is just the resistance here to cause trouble.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah. So I I still can't see the resistance.
What?
Because the resistance is ever so quick and it's very tricky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can't really catch it.
No. No.
Oh, oh.
I totally get that.
Yeah. But thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you for sharing, Jade. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mm. Oh, yeah.
Does anybody else have any other questions or something they wanted to add? I'll probably build on what Jade was saying around resistance. Sorry, I'm doing random stories from my history. I feel like this is, very helpful therapy session for you all. Thank you for listening to me. Um, so uh, my dad died when I was very young, and my mum's reaction to that was very much she couldn't cope with how my brother expressed grief at the time, and she couldn't cope with myself on top of that. Let's couple that with the British culture of being very, very reserved. What happened is I just didn't talk about it. And that made it through my life very difficult to express whatever my thoughts were. So very much there was resistance if I felt upset or pain. What I would do at the time is I would find different ways to distract myself from that experience. And it automatically became a resistance. So if there was ever anything difficult in my life, my first response to that would normally be, is just keep going. So literally I would do the Nemo thing of just keep going, just keep swimming. And it became almost like a motto for me. And that is a resistance. You don't see it. It's almost a passive resistance to not let the pain burn. Because grief and pain, when it happens at the time, it's such an uncomfortable experience. It's very easy to try and avoid it because you don't want to experience it, right? It's just uncomfortable. But the challenge that you have is that when the experience reoccurs or the memory is triggered, again, we go into this habit of trying to avoid it. And the quickest way to allow pain to just be pain and for it to disappear is to allow it to just be what it is. It just hurts. What can happen afterwards is memories become distorted. If I talk to people about my dad dying when I was a kid, and I got to the point I stopped talking about it because people's reaction literally would be, they would pull back from me. You've got a trauma. You've had a trauma in your life. You were very young, and it became this enormous, gigantic bubble. So where I had this grief, crap, my dad's dead. I can't really talk about it. It then became bigger every time I talked to somebody about it because it was, oh my God, you had a shit life. Like I can't tell you how many times people said to me as I was growing up or as in my 20s is, oh my God, your life is shit. And what that does is it created this almost this narrative and this story that was then projected onto me. This narrative and a story that I had a shit life and I internalized it. And I stopped talking about it because it's easier if I don't talk about it, then I don't have to deal with someone else's reaction and I don't have to deal with what I don't talk about. And the beauty of all of that is waking up. I can see that all of that is just, it's like watching a movie now. Literally, I am the main character in my own movie, and that's what I see. There are sad bits, there are good bits.
There's annoying bits.
What do you mean annoying? I'm fabulous.
And there's fabulous bits.
And that is literally just life that happens right now. The thoughts and the memories of what happens in my mind. Every time I think about the past, I'm not here, I'm not now. I'm not aware of what I call the self. Everybody has other names for it. I'll just call it the self, or I might just start calling it banana.
Like banana.
For those of you who haven't been here before, I have this weird obsession with bananas. I apologize. All of these memories, when they're brought up to take me out of the moment, I'm in my mind. I can't even, it's like I'm not even seeing what's in front of me. I'm just thinking about stuff in my head. And I know I'm just watching a movie. And that's not me. And there was a moment, I think probably 4 or 5 years ago, I said to Max, I said, why would you ever want to be with anything else other than the self? Like I had this beautiful moment of clarity of, I understand why some teachers went into complete silence and never spoke to anyone again. Because that is heaven. There is a lot of fun to be had and to play with, I think some people call it Maya. I can never remember.
Or Lila.
Lila. Maya, Lila, banana.
What do you mean? Like life?
Life.
Yeah.
It's the mind and the body. But it's being present right now. And being in the memories and playing out the movie of your life is actually not being present. It's not life. It's not right now. It's not who you are. And to be with yourself, to me, that is the greatest gift. And that's when being in the movie, being in the thoughts, which isn't me, loses its value. And it's at that point, watching the movie, playing the story, telling the sad story of being a victim, of being a bully, I lose interest because it's just a movie. It's not who I am.
Can I add something to that? Because being that watching it afar as a movie, to majority of the mind is there's a separation there. Disassociation. Because I know it's my understanding of your words, and my understanding is also my interpretation. But the problem here listening is that it becomes this association. Hearing you describing watching life as a movie, it's this association from life itself. There is separation there.
That's a beautiful question, and I'm really glad you've asked it. Because it's talking about the movie, watching the movie. It's watching the memories. So having an interaction and a conversation,
Okay.
having to tell somebody about my past, what can happen is the memories will play out in my head. The experience will be relived in my body, but it's not right now. It's how my mind is functioning.
Okay,
hopefully that's clearer.
Yeah, if we're following the movie as the memories.
Yes.
Like I was talking movie being what life's happening. So
life is right now. Life is right now. And thank you so much for asking that clarification, because this is how Max and I ended up in quite a lot of arguments. I'm not as precise with words as he is. I will never be as precise. So So thank you so much for asking that.
No, I realize it's my interpretation as well, based on how I brought up. My background is so diverse, and yeah, and I went into a lot of trouble listening to non-duality.
Oh, no shit. Yeah.
Right. The mind keeps turning into something. I was so fed up at one point, and it it doesn't it doesn't help because that's how it functions. The mind just keeps turning into something, and I also have this problem like reacting, but that's because that's all I have my understanding. But it's at this point is seeing it's my mind interpreting, and that's my reaction to people and my projection. So it always bounce back, and I have hard time taking my own reaction. But I don't know how to get out, and it's so immediate, like my reaction and my interpretation is so immediate. Yeah, so
For me, if talking about the movie, so as in the movie of my life, what happened, you know, that's I think that's what Amy's saying. It's the memories. We okay. Now I think Amy's point, and correct me if I'm wrong, okay, is that so if basically something is triggered now, so and that triggers a memory back, or not even necessarily thinking of the memory, but it triggers a reaction experientially. So right now, that is hard. Let's say painful. Let's say let's say hurtful. Is that it's so when she says basically watching the movie, it's like when I say not doing anything, it's just a thought, basically.
Yeah. Yes.
Or am I interpreting here what you say? No. So we agree here. That's what you're saying. Does that make sense? I don't know if it's
so even say if we replace we replace this movie now. Say watching a thought. Even watching a thought suggests something else watching a thought. Is still separation there.
If you do the action of watching the thoughts, that's separation. Yeah. Watching the thoughts, it's impossible otherwise. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. And there's no separation. So it's not something you do. Yeah? Yeah. That smile doesn't lie. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so sometimes there can be an experience now that is very intense. And like Amy pointed out, we can build habits of avoidance, basically. It's another word for to describe what you were saying earlier, I would say. But simply avoidance. And when it's there, it's there. That's the movie playing out. Right? That's the thoughts being watched. That's the experience being watched. There's nothing to do with it. Nothing. That's it. That's it's not a trick, you know. It's there is nothing to do with what's happening with the experience. Not even watching. Not even. That's it.
Mm, mm.
Okay.
Yes,
Mm,
yes.
okay.
Even just the experience itself, is that only ever plays out in now anyway. So if I think of my friend, if I think of my best friend who lives out in Ireland, when I think of her, I miss her. When I don't think of her, I'm just not thinking of her. And it's literally that simple. All of that only ever happens now. I can think of when I get to see her in the future, but still that happens right now. So even when we talk about grief and loss, if I think of never seeing my dad again in this moment, I'll miss his hugs. That's what I'll think of. But in 5 minutes' time, we'll be talking about something else, and that experience won't be there because it's not right now. You could probably say that clearer than me.
No, I mean, to me it was clear. I don't know. It's basically there's an experience of missing somebody, for example. If that's just the example, I take it, right? Missing somebody, so missing your dad. It's natural. It's when you think of that memory, basically. But when it's not there, it's not there. And then you don't think, oh, I miss that person, because there is not that thought. Again, there's nothing to do with it. It just is what's, well, occurring, happening. There's nothing to do either way. It is something triggered. Let's put it like this, okay? It is something triggered or not. And however, what happens a lot, and that used to happen a lot with me, is the other habit. So the other way around. So there's nothing happening in particular. And that's a trick. The mind goes straight away to, ooh, something's missing. Something's not quite right. You see what I mean? Oh, that's not good. Oh, I'm bored. Oh, what's going on in there? Oh, I've got pain here. That's true. I'm going to blah, 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 blah. And that's the trick. You see, when that happens, you're like, oh, I want peace, for example. I want to be at peace. I want to be at ease. I want that not to happen. How do I do? And there you go. You think of the polar bear again. You think, I miss that person. I miss the issue. I miss there not being an issue. So I must find peace not being an issue. Because when I find peace, well, then I'm at peace, then I'm fine. But when you're fine, then you go, wait a second, it hurts again here. And that's the trick. It's the other way around. It's actually so simple. Because when there's nothing happening in particular, other than just, us talking, drinking, your head nodding, that's fine. But oh wait, maybe I'm missing something. But no. Oh wait. Maybe this non-duality thing, maybe, or maybe that teacher when he said that, or maybe when, oh wait, it hurts again. Well, yeah. You can't do anything about it. That's the trick. And yeah, it is a trick. You can see it as a trick. It's okay. It's okay. You can see it as a trick, uh, as a technique for a second. It's okay. You can see it as a technique for a second. Oh, something's happened. Something's coming up. Oh yeah, no. Actually, it's fine. Yeah, okay. It's itchy. Yeah, okay. There's a little bit of pain. Yeah, okay. Sure, fine. Okay. But I need to do something with it. No. I must fix it. No. I'm seeing it more and more. It's what you were saying earlier. I'm seeing it. It's what I'm seeing. You didn't use those words, but it's kind of what you were saying. You're seeing it like okay. And that's the trick again. That's the mind going again. Oh yeah, I'm seeing it. I'm almost there, but it's fine. That can happen. It's fine. It happens, but I'm almost there. It's fine. There's I don't have anything to do. I just let it happen. I can't do anything with it, so I just let it happen. And there you're in it again. Do you see the trick? You're in it again. Mildly so, you're almost there. No, you're completely lost in it. 100%. That's the trick. But wait, there's nothing to do with that. Nothing. Nothing. It's gone. It was just a thought. Gone. You can forget the trick. It's fine. No need for a trick. It was just right now. It's gone. My, uh, all right, Jade? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I realized I I was reacting.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just a
Thank
habit.
you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, yeah. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you. Should we have a look at the chats? This, there is no you. Nope. But so Thomas said, but Goenka said, start again, start again. Goenka, it's Vipassana, right? Yeah? Yeah, it's Vipassana. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I understand why. I completely understand why. You can start again. It's true. You can start again, and you can start again, and you can start again, up until you see, for yourself that it's fine. But if you don't, at some point, don't start again. Just don't. And you'll see as well, it's fine. Again, whether that's the thing, whether there's a trigger, okay, whether you do something about it or not, it leads to the same. It doesn't matter. It doesn't actually make a difference. At the end of the day, it's gone. So whether there is a you or not, again, it doesn't matter. No one has the answer. No one knows it. I mean, who cares? No one fucking knows it. Who cares? It doesn't make a difference. Oh, I'll become no one. Yeah, yeah, sure. That's the mind going again. Itch, 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 itch. Anything you want to add?
Nope.
No? I leave Charlie. Hey, Charlie.
Hey.
He's a nice guy. I know him. Ça va?
Yes.
English.
Well, you could try French,
you hear
but
me
you'll
well?
probably get through.
Ah,
Maybe.
Does my mic work properly?
that's all right. Yeah.
Yeah. So that leads me to think that what are we even doing like all the time? Like basically, it's like there is no search to do, but anyway, I still search and search and so on. That's just what you describe, and like we
Yeah.
gather around the topic like forgiveness, you know, but I can talk about forgiveness, but when I talk about forgiveness, I just don't forgive. That's why I talk about it.
Exactly.
It's always like this. Always. Like, oh, I'm feeling good today. Yeah, that might be because I don't feel good, but I say it anyway. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
And this is like, it goes, and like sometimes personally, I find it scary.
Okay.
Like it is the move going forward in the head. Like I find it scary to question the existence, because I always end up in this place where I just question the existence, but it's just like my mind going in small circles. Like
Okay. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you exist? Don't think.
Like
Just answer.
this question makes no sense actually, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you've answered thinking. You see that was, you see, the reaction.
Yeah.
Oh, itch. It's very quick. It's very, you see, but it's,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
I think it doesn't matter. Good answer.
Yeah.
But that's not the question.
Yeah.
The question is, do you exist? There is no right or wrong answer. Just what's your answer coming? Don't think.
Oh yes,
You exist.
yes, I exist. Yeah.
There you go. Easy peasy.
Yeah, sure.
That's it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like
Period.
it's simple,
it.
but then it's like, who am I? And then it
Yeah,
becomes
but that's
complicated.
different.
Yeah.
But
then it becomes complicated. Like
do you exist?
when I just exist.
If you go in the mind, you'll never.
Yeah.
I mean, you always have an answer that enables the mind to go on this feeling. You know, do you exist? Whether you say yes or no, doesn't your answer coming up naturally. If you yes or no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't make a difference at all. It's not what's important. What's important is the answer that comes without you trying to find an answer. And there you've got the answer. Do you exist? You can tell me no, fine. You can tell me yes, fine. If you're lying to yourself in the sense that you're looking in your mind, in the thinking process, if you prefer, to find the answer, then you can be sure you're lost in it, even if it's just a second. And then it can be scary.
Oh yeah.
I don't have the answer. No, you don't. Indeed, in that way, the mind does not have the answer ever, but the mind will reply naturally. If you don't force it. Do you exist? Yes. No. Yeah.
I totally feel that, because like when you all started to talk, I was like, oh no, it starts again. No, like what am I doing here? Why do I inflict that to myself? You know?
Fair enough. Yeah.
There's nothing else to say about it.
No, there isn't. No.
Yeah.
No. Which doesn't mean you can't talk. It's fine.
Yeah.
Do you mean it's talking happens? Yeah. Okay.
At some point, yeah. Sometimes I'm like, but I like it. I like to question the existence. It's fun. And then I become scared. Makes no sense.
Okay. In that case, In that case, question existence. Be scared.
Yeah.
I know a guy. I don't know him personally, but Howard Chance. So it's a guy I knew through Facebook. I never met him. An American guy who passed away about, I don't know, maybe a year ago, but less than that. Those who know the English non-derogatory circles will have heard of him. A lovely guy. We talked every now and again sometimes. And his story is that he woke up when he was 7 years old. Like he saw the thing that was clear for him at a very young age. He loved talking about it. He loved questioning, philosophizing, questioning the very roots of existence, going further in his mind, going further and further and further and further. He was passionate. He loved it. Doesn't mean he's not awake. It's just that, so that fear you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's okay. Be fearful. Be scared.
Yeah.
Okay. Like experience, live that. Don't actually, don't say no. Okay, you're afraid. Okay, you're afraid. But maybe you simply enjoy it. And it's natural.
Oh, okay. I get it now. I like
Okay.
it actually. Yes.
There you go.
Got it.
Cool.
Okay.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, craziness.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, that's all we talked about, like craziness all along.
Brilliant. Yeah,
That
yeah.
was always
Oh, I
the-
remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
Oh,
Yes.
oh my God.
Nice. It's
Thank you.
cool, huh?
Yeah,
It's cool to be
yeah.
yourself, right?
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
Like to allow oneself to truly enjoy what one
exactly.
likes.
And
Like
enjoy your
with,
crazy thoughts.
yeah. What?
They're your part of your. It's like me if I stop doing talking one-to-ones with people or doing groups. No, do you know what I mean? It's the same. Like, I enjoy it too much.
Oh, you'd find other people to talk to.
Oh yeah, I'd find other people anyway. Yeah, no, that's it. Like
Yeah.
internet goes down, it's okay. I'll go speak to the neighbor. No problem.
He doesn't stop.
I mean, do you know what I mean? It's natural, that's love. Do you see? That's this crazy things we think of ourselves. They're love. They're what makes you unique. They're what makes you enjoy yourself, enjoy life. Oh, but the teacher said there is no one, and he said it's not a teacher. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, fuck off. Exactly. God, live. You know? Yeah.
Now I can see why, like when I hear people talking about like the feeling of harmony and such,
Uh-huh.
I'm always like, this it's just an avoidance, because that's not what personally I am looking for. Like I'm not looking for this. I'm not looking for harmony.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something else. Yeah. Oh.
We project what we are looking for.
Yeah. And it's natural. There's nothing to change that. That projection is natural. Again, there's nothing to do.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool.
Well, thanks a lot. I will cut my mic. It was a pleasure to talk with you both and here.
Pleasure to talk to you, Charlie. Really is. Really is. I think it's just my personal feeling, right? But I think you've got a lot of nice things to say, to share, in general. It's just me. I think you should. The beautiful mind. I don't know. It's just my feeling, but I think you do. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just nicely crazy. Fucking love it.
Yes.
Cool. Okay, cool.
Toodles.
Have a look at it. Chat quickly. Nice to see and hear you both. I did not know if I will understand, but it works very well. And what happens when you are together? Oh, thank you, Kat.
Thank you.
Oh, oh, adorable. Thank you so much. It's nice to have you here. If anyone wants to add something, Claire, yeah, you want to say something?
Hi, both. Hi,
Hello.
everybody. So nice to be here. So happy.
Mhm.
Yes, I wanted to share something because like 2 weeks ago or 2.5 weeks ago, it really something happened. So I shared it with you guys at first.
Yeah.
And then I could notice that something in me wanted to continue the search. It was
Okay.
like, oh, I have to listen to more satsang. I am not, I am not arrived yet, and there was like a panic, this movement that was there for so long, and so I could notice this movement, searching, and then at some point I could just sit down and just see, okay, that's what's happening. That's also life. It's the search going on, and something just calmed down and I just could see, okay, this is the movement of the searcher. And it was such a big habit
Yeah.
in me till now. And it's so good not to identify anymore with it. It's like, okay, yeah, that's also something that happens in the moment.
Exactly.
And I have the impression that life is so vast. It's like I always thought I needed a teacher or somebody to protect me, to guide me. And now it's like, oh God, who can I hang on to in order not to be alone in this vast world? And yeah, I can only notice, okay, that's also what is coming up in the moment. And it's cool to share that with you guys. Just yeah, what's happening in the moment, and also the thoughts. I'm not arrived yet, and I don't know if I want to check something.
Keep checking. See if it
Yeah.
changes.
What I don't hear?
Keep checking. Keep checking.
Yeah. Mhm.
See if it changes.
Mm.
It's literally just a thought. I'm checking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Literally just a thought.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really cool. But in the moment, this week I had one day where I was the whole time with my phone. I thought I was alone at home, and I was just the whole day with satsangs and checking Facebook, WhatsApp, and then the day after that, I just looked at my phone and I thought, that's such a shitty object. It takes me away from myself. I just lose the contact with my body, with life. I am just living the life of the others, or I have to show myself as the best. I don't know what. And it is so shitty. And then yesterday and today, I just let my phone alone, and I was feeling so much better. It was like, okay, I can feel again. And it can be agreeable, disagreeable, but I feel much more alive. And
Wow.
that's really cool.
It is cool. It is super cool.
I'm feeling so much joy now.
That's awesome. That's really awesome.
No, thank you for saying that. Thank you.
Thank
It's
you
really
to
cool.
be here.
And yeah. I don't have anything to say to that. No.
Thank you both. It's so beautiful
Thank you,
to
Claire.
see you together, and thank you, everybody.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for
Thank you.
sharing.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
I've cut you, Claire. Sorry. No, you're good? Okay.
Oh, it's okay. I thought it's all. I just said it's
cool.
all.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Oh, fine. And thanks to everyone. It's really talk to your friends. Bring people. Honestly, bring people. the ones who are a little crazy or a lot crazy, you know, just or whomever. You never honestly bring people. Does anyone want to say something? Add anything? Share? On a Wednesday, I always encourage people to actually talk to especially if you're afraid, especially if you're scared. Oh, but yeah, that's when you go. Actually, that's when you're ripe. That's when you're, you know. Oh yeah, but no, I'm just tired. No, you go. You speak.
That's really true.
You speak.
I used to be terrified sometimes of asking questions, and I'd always be sat in the corner praying, like, dear God, please somebody ask my question, please, pretty please, pretty please. But do ask.
Well, Sebastian, do you want to talk then? Wait, I'm gonna put you.
No.
No,
It was meant as a joke.
as a joke. So you have the feel. You said you have the feeling it's not you talking.
No, I mean, yeah. No, I think it's you know, doing it to somebody else.
To somebody else. Okay.
Yeah, like we have to take what means responsibility.
But that's kind of what I'm saying actually. Yeah, thank you for saying that because it's kind of what I'm saying. It's at the end of the day. So there is no one. Blah blah blah. But you wake up. You know, and then when it happens to others who say there's no one, the awakening happens, you're still like, well, okay, but it happened to them, right? So then does that make sense? I mean, so
Yeah, I mean, everybody has as Sadhguru said it. Everybody is responsible for somebody.
yeah, in a way, yeah, I think I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you for being responsible and thank you for that joke. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah. But you see, that's the thing. It's something I used to do a lot. Okay, and I don't know if it's what you're doing, consciously or not. I don't know, but I'm going to share it because I have a feeling here, and see if you can relate to what I'm saying. What I had been doing a lot is hide behind charm, and it wasn't even conscious at first. You know, hide behind jokes, hide behind a smile, hide behind emotions as well, you know, hide behind do you know what I mean? Like, it's like, so it's a joke. Yes, it's a joke, but you know what I mean?
For me, I feel more. I can relate to that, but for me, I feel more like I have a lot of foolishness.
But good.
No,
It's
in a
fun.
bad way.
Oh, in a bad way. Okay. Okay, well, thank you for saying that then. Because that's honesty.
Yeah.
That's authentic. That's being real. That's not true, by the way. It's a thought, but it's
Yeah.
you have a lot of foolishness. Okay.
No, yeah, or maybe like I don't know. I think I need more time.
No problem. No problem. Well,
Okay.
I'll leave you alone then. Yeah?
Yeah, I have to go to eat now.
Okay. Thank you
Bye
for
bye.
speaking and thanks for the joke. Thanks, Sebastian. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Anyone else? It's not the same thing if you ask yourself a question and someone else asks the same question. That's true. I agree. I agree, Evelyn. I agree. Yeah. That's why it's important to. I mean, sometimes someone else's question can do a lot. Sure. I mean, it's not, but yeah, it's not the same. It's really not, because you're putting it yourself completely open, vulnerable. Yeah, Jade.
Yes. Just now I was listening to you, and I suddenly realized I did see how I was triggering, like the mind was triggering to the talks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there was this point realizing how the mind was triggered, and after the realization there was a bit of a fear.
Okay.
Like it feels a tiny bit of fear. It's not a huge feeling, but
Okay.
that could be what's some that could be something of suppression before. Could be just a relief of some suppression before, because I realized that there's still this holding of like in a place, you know, like there's
Of
other
what?
people, this appearance of other people at work, in
Okay.
life. I don't know. It's there's still this appearance of others.
Is that a projection? So when you look at others, what you're looking at is your projected thoughts of them?
Yeah, immediately there's thought. And even I realize it's my projection. Yeah, it's kind of I don't know. It's not about changing anything, but I don't know why. I've seen so many times is the mind gets triggered, but I still going into the mind triggering, like things still going down. I really
Talking to
sorry
yourself.
when you were saying pointing out. I really saw how the mind was triggered, but it still keep going getting triggered.
Okay.
It's almost the mind just likes to talk to itself sometimes.
Yeah, it's torturing. It's torturing. Like,
Torturing, you said.
torture, like uh suffering. It's suffering.
Separates.
Suffering.
Suffering. Sorry, suffering.
Suffering. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
So the way I suspect Max
You
have
go.
probably got quite a specific response on it, because Max kind of his mind, he'll have a lot of thoughts going round and round and round.
Yeah.
My mind does that. It's fine.
A lot.
It's triggered. It's fine.
Fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It's true. It's fine. You can be triggered. It's fine.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh.
Sorry, go on.
Oh, I was just gonna say it's my mind might have a thought. I mean, my mind used to think a lot more. It's confusing to try and think of how it used to be, because it's been such a long time. It's almost like I'm trying to bring back a memory that doesn't exist. It's very confusing. It hurts my brain. It literally
Okay.
hurts my brain. for me, at a point in time, I lost the value in the conversation, in the self conversation. At a point, there was a moment of clarity where Max had kind of said something to me about like, oh, well, you love stories, you love drama, you're always talking about something. And it was after that point, my mind was like, but I'm a writer. This is what I meant to do. I meant to be inspired, blah, blah, blah. It kept talking to itself. And it was at that point that eventually, after, my mind just got tired and bored. And I just thought, it's literally just talking to myself. There's nobody listening. I'm putting all of this energy into having a conversation in complete silence. And the value of the self-conversation disappeared. And it's at that point, my mind was just a lot more silent. Because I didn't want to put energy into something like that. I'd much rather go for a walk in nature and stare at a tree for 2 hours. And I'm certain like 90% of the population in the world would think I was insane. But I mean, literally just staring at a tree for 2 hours would be heaven for me. The self-conversation, the value of the self-conversation is no longer there. So the energy doesn't get drawn into it. Unless my mind can be supremely triggered. There has to be like some serious eye poking going on. And it's only at that point that my mind will be like, blah, 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 blah. But otherwise, it's just silent 90% of the time. You know, it takes a lot to get my attention because the value of the thought has gone. A thought isn't a fact. It's not something I have to do. It's not something I have to action. A thought is just a bunch of words. The words string into a sentence. There is no word that's better than the other. They're just words. So the value of them have gone, disappeared.
It's not that the words disappear, it's that the value in them disappears. That's what you're saying.
The value.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I can relate to that, how my mind works. Is that it works on the survival, like I have to be polite and have good relationship with others, like at work, like with people at work. Otherwise, how do we continue working there? Like, I don't know. Yeah, that's how the mind works. I don't believe it. I started realizing the mind is nonsense. Yeah, but I mean, even a lot of the time, it's also related to fear. Like I'm on my own or something. I need things or something. And that's the other thing. I have to be cautious with my understanding. Like, oh, I'm from a different culture. Like, all these excuses. That's how my mind entangling with its own logic, imposing its own idea of what people are saying, like, and there's another one is like the habits of trying to understand. That's what the mind gets me into hook all the time. I've got this bad habit of trying to understand. Oh God. And yes, it's all based on all these foundations. I would say that's how this mind works. Very complicated, and it's all I get all this throwing in front of me, people telling me, like Mac just pointed out, I was reacting, and straight on I took it. I can see, not just Mac saying that, even I can see what it's doing. So I'm in no hope here.
It's almost like trying to be a good schoolgirl.
Yeah, it's pretty much very heavy.
Try being a bad schoolgirl, rebelling. It's really fun.
Yeah, that could be why I stay away from my mum. Oh dear.
That's why I keep getting tattoos. My mum hates them. It's hilarious. Every time I get a new tattoo, she literally goes insane. It's quite funny.
Yeah. Yes.
Can you disagree with your mind? Is it possible? Yeah? You sure?
Well,
How do you do
I
that?
see what it's doing. I see what it's doing. It's not my mind. It's doing its own thing. Yeah, but I get hooked into it. I'm not. I even gone to the level believing that I understand how it works.
Are you disagreeing with your mind right now?
I'm talking. I'm talking.
Okay.
And
It's
the
okay.
mind is not talking.
Yeah. But you're not disagreeing with it.
No, and that's fine.
You're not separate from it.
It kind of
Right now you're creating separation.
I'm in separation.
Yeah, you're creating separation. If I ask you the question right now, yeah, you're creating separation. You're looking, am I separate from it? Can I disagree with my mind? Do you see?
Yeah.
But you can't disagree with your mind. It's your mind.
It's my mind.
It's what it says. It doesn't matter. You are not separate from your mind. I didn't say you are your mind. I said you are not separate from it. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Uh-huh. And poof. Uh-huh. Cool. Again, you see, it was just a thought. That trigger was just a thought. It's fine. Nothing to do with it. It's gone. It's not here. Yeah. Yeah. Gone. Nothing to do. Too late. Poof.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It's a relief.
Oh, great. Amazing.
Yes. Thank
Amazing. You're welcome, Jade. Oh, so nice.